7 tips for a 700 credit score for your teenager the year they turn 18, just so they can have awesome credit just like you. The first thing you want to do is you want to make sure that they have some sort of income, whether it's a job or an allowance. They need to be bringing in income so that they can understand money and how you have to earn money in order to get money, and then what you can do with that money once you've gotten it. Next, what you want to do is you want to focus on helping them get new accounts like a checking account and a savings account. And I always recommend a high yield savings account because a high yield savings account is going to pay them way more for their hard-earned money. So when they get their pay or their allowance, they take 50% of it, put it into a checking account, and then 50% into a high yield savings account. And this way they start to learn how to manage money as soon as they start making it. The third thing you want to do when your kid turns the age of 13, you want to make sure that you add them to a credit card that typically would be like a no annual fee cashback credit card, and a credit card preferably that you don't use a whole lot. You want it to have very low usage, and you also want it to have long age of credit history. And the reason you start at 13 is because you can't really add them much earlier. Some banks don't really care, but it's not going to really help them at all because they're only going to get a certain amount of time anyway. Once they're 18, they know it's not their card, so they're not going to get any extra years because you added them at 2 years of age. The fourth thing you're going to do when your kid turns age of 18, when they turn 18, you want to set them up immediately with a Credit Karma account so they can not only start to see exactly what's going on with their scores, they can start to understand the factors that actually make up their FICO score. Another one I also recommend is called NerdWallet. It's another great place to just see what's changed in your score, what's impacting your score, and exactly what other kind of offers may be available to them. The fifth thing you want to do is you want to set your kids up with a self-lender account. Now, you added them as a credit card authorized user, which is going to give them credit history, but when you add them to a self-lender account, which is actually, they're going to have to pay $25 a month for this, but when they do that, it's going to report as a personal loan to all 3 credit bureaus, and at the end of the term, they get their money back. So it's kind of a way for them to build credit and force them to learn how to put money aside, whether they're paying a loan or even just to save. The sixth thing you want to do is you want to Google Discover Pre-Approval Tool, or you want to go to Capital One Pre-Approval Tool. They both have pre-approval tools so that you can see exactly what your kid may or may not qualify for with no harm to their credit, which is what's really important here. Discover's got a really simple application. In fact, when you click it, it's just one quick little page. This is it, and in just literally 2 minutes, you can see exactly if your kid qualifies for anything and what it may be with no harm to their credit. Now, if they do take the card, they will obviously get an inquiry, but this is a great way for you to at least walk your kids through the process so they can start learning as well. The last and final thing you want to teach your kids with regards to credit cards is what I learned from American Express, and that is paying off your credit cards every single month to zero, but except I want you to teach your kids something better. Teach them to treat their credit cards like a debit card or cash. If they can't pay it to zero at the end of the week, they can't touch it, they can't even use it again. This way they never get into trouble, they never miss a payment, their debt never runs away from them, they don't have high utilization, and low utilization gives you a higher credit score, and if they use credit cards wisely and responsibly, they too can learn how to earn points to travel the world for free. If you want to learn more, set up a call at 101 with iteachcredit.com or send your kids to 700 Credit Class where they too can learn the ropes of credit.